Have you ever called your computer stupid? Stupid computer, why don't you do what I asked you to do? Well, we've all done that probably. Welcome back to Education with Miyoshi. I'm mostly talking to my programming kids, and programming, those interested in programming, but if you're use a computer at all, you've probably said those words. And if you're programming a computer, then you need to understand a little bit about why a computer really is pretty dumb. So think about this. If you have somebody you know, if there's somebody you know, or then who does everything and only what you tell them to do, then you probably think that person is pretty dumb, pretty stupid. But you probably, because you're tactful and so forth, you're probably not going to tell them that, right? But your computer, that's exactly what computers do. They only do exactly and only what you tell them to do. The problem is, either you've told them as the user the wrong thing to do, or the programmer has told them the wrong thing to do. So, as a programmer, whatever language you're using, you want to make sure that you're programming the computer properly. So, in other words, you have to communicate with your computer well. So what I have my students do in my classroom is we write out the instructions to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That sounds easy, right? You just throw a piece of paper, you throw a piece of bread on the counter, you throw some peanut butter on there, throw some jelly on there, slap the pieces of bread together, and voila, you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? Well, it's not quite so easy, right? If you think about it, if you are describing to somebody who's never made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before how to make one, then you have to be more precise. You have to be exacting in your wording. You have to tell them you might even have to tell them how to use a knife. So that is my beginning programming assignment, if you will. We tell each other how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, I know not everybody can eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. There are certainly those who've never made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but there are those who can't even eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So what I tell students, I always ask, hey, is there anybody allergic to peanuts or nuts in general? Well, and there usually is. And so what I have those students do is write the instructions to make some other kind of sandwich or some other kind of simple snack or food that you know how to make. So try to make the instructions simple, but at the same time exact, and that's the tough part to do. Think about this as you're going to give these instructions to somebody else to then make a sandwich, and that's how you want to make sure that you write those instructions, and try to make sure that you are writing them to somebody who's never made that kind of sandwich before. That would be even better. So remember, your computers really are dumb. They only do exactly and only what you tell them. That makes them pretty stupid. So next time you say that, hey, stupid computer, why don't you do what I asked you to? Remember, either you as the user or you as the programmer or whoever programmed it probably did something a little bit off, or you maybe don't know exactly what you want to do, or the programmer didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. So just think, it's not the computer's fault. It's the programmer's and or the user's fault. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Education with Miyoshi.